What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rides and Customs and Aerospace. As you can tell, I've completed another one of my aircraft build. This is the Hasegawa 1/72nd scale A4 Skyhawk. I ordered this in back during the summer, and while I was working on the some other builds that was kind of taxing me. I always like to get out an airplane and kind of tinker around with it a little bit. I've seen a lot of these A4 Skyhawks when I was stationed on aircraft carriers. I seen it was kind of right there at the end of their lifespan when they were using these. They were still using these aircraft back up into the 80s. So I've seen quite a few of these be launched off of carrier decks. But these are sweet little planes. Man, I tell you what, they were agile. They were very instrumental in a lot of decisive battles through Vietnam, even all the way, like I say, all the way up into the 80s. These were pretty much a great little aircraft that were when they would launch them off of aircraft carriers. As you can tell, I got this one decked out with a lot of armament as far as a lot of heavy bombs. So I really just did this one just like it's getting ready to go off on a bombing raid. This is the Hasegawa 1/72nd scale Skyhawk. So if any of you are interested in building this, I highly recommend it. Everything fitment on all the parts really, they really fit great. The only problems that I had was with the decals. I've never put I've never built any of the Hasegawa kits, but would I recommend them? Yes. The only problem that I had was with the decals. Decals, water transfers, Gary, I'm gonna throw that out there. So, but anyhow, many of you know me and Gaz the K, Gary Knight over there in the UK. We go back and forth about the water transfers, or the decals as they like to call them. But anyhow, I did have a problem with the decals right here, and we'll get old Skelly right here to give me a hand in pointing out. Of course, I was on a hangout last night with Gilbert Mondragon over at Red Dragon Model Works, and I was in the chat. I was talking to a bunch of the guys, and I think JS Idaho said, "Pappy, are you going to build it in Navy fashion?" Well, of course I'm going to build it in Navy fashion. And he said, "Well, no disrespect, as far as your service for the Navy, but it'd be funny if an old Navy guy would build one as a Marine version." You can actually build this kit in either the Navy or the Marine version. And like what I was telling you, I had problems with the decals here. I didn't know, these are very thin decals, and they're once you soak them in water and then you get them in position, then you use the microset on them, they become very brittle. Well, every decal on here went great except for the other Navy one. And as I rotate the plate around here, you'll see what happens. I got everything into position. Everything was going great. And when I build an aircraft, I work from the back end to the front end as far as on the decals. And what happened was I tore one of the Navy decals right here. So instead of ordering another set of decals waiting for them to come in, I was like, heck, I'll just, I'm not trying to win awards with this thing, but I just went ahead and the Marines are part of the Department of the Navy. So in true Navy style, of course, I've got my brothers in the Marines, the old devil dogs. I put them on the other side. So that's kind of the joke that JS Idaho and I was in the chat we were talking about last night. I told him when I do a final on video on this that I'll show him, point that out. But last night I was finishing up the build, doing the as far as all the panel line accents and everything, which is it's fun. It really sets a lot of the details in a build, especially in aircraft. Really sets that off. I just kind of made a little tarmac right here to where it looks like it's sitting on the runway, getting ready to take off on that bombing mission. But like I said, they're great. This is a great little kit. 1/72 scale. You can pretty much tell that these don't take up a whole lot of space. Kind of like this one right over here. This 1/48 scale F4U Corsair takes up a lot of space. I enjoy building those as well. But this one right here, if you look at that F4U Corsair kind of makes this one look like a little toy. But I built a lot of the 1/72 scale. Al Wood and I was talking not too long ago, and he said 1/72 scale is called the gentleman's scale. And I tell you what, I really do like these. Al was gracious enough. He sent me an old Warbird from WW2 kit not too long ago, and I tell you what, I'm gonna do another car build here pretty soon, and if I get burned out on it, I'm gonna pull out probably that WW2 Warbird that he sent me and start working on it. But this is the first jet that I've built. I ain't even built a jet in a long time, so I figured, you know what, let's do one of these old A4 Skyhawks. There she is, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Happy New Year to everyone. 2019 is going to be an awesome year as far as in building and getting things done and accomplished on the bench. So looking forward to it. Well, guys, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Have a great weekend. Pappy out.